Greetings, fellow peasants in the Peasant Kingdom. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Sengoku Dynasty, Episode 14, Building a New Village. Oh, there we go. So, villager finished production for the day. And hopefully that means we're sitting on a nice wealth of, bronze. As well as, like, firewood and everything else that we need. So, taking a look. Everything's well within the green. It looks like there's a lot of heating in stock, meaning that there's like the firewood that we queued up got made. Importantly, $67 of 80, not bad. There goes the axe. So all I really need to do is memorize how many, it's 50 chisel stone and 6 more logs. You know, I'm sorta... Just to get this done, I think I'm just gonna do a stone axe for the 6 more logs, because, like, why not? And if you're wondering, that would have taken, like 5 villagers, multiple days to collect that amount of material, and I did it in, like, an afternoon. I mentioned this before, but the way I view this game is like your character is like a folk hero. Like Paul Bunyan type. You know? Or like this is like the retelling of lore. And the... Oh, Sakura trees. I can't cut those down. Oh, so there was a YouTube comment that reminded me of this. Sakura trees you can plant when you're building a village, because it's just a cosmetic thing, but until you have steel axes you can't cut them down, so be careful with that, because if you put a bunch of Sakura trees around and then you're like, oh god, I don't like them, too bad. Because you're stuck with them. Alright, well, here's the bell. Headed back to Yadatsu. First things first. My bronze axe needs replacing. There should be... Okay, that's a mistake. Let's add tool access to this building as well. Furniture, dynasty storage, tools. Oh, I can't. Boo. Why would there be beverages and not tools? Well, whatever, there's tool storage right here. So there was a bronze axe that got made. That is in tool storage. That's good. I don't know how effective the smelter was. Oh yeah, there's 3 bronze left over. So yeah, there's not as much bronze left over as I would have hoped. The good news is I don't even have to cut my own stone. There is cut stone just like sitting, chilling here in the in storage. So there is 50. Done. Just stealing someone else's work. So I think, in order to get this done, Well, maybe I'll pull for it, but I was thinking, like, there's basically no way that I could have 15 people dedicated to this bridge for, like, an entire season, because that's just far too many people. So I'm just going to sign them, I think what I'll do is I'll sign them today, and then advance the season. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll start the village. I think the best approach is to start building the village up, because we can build the village in an unliberated region, no problem. So that I have the infrastructure for tools and general work and things like that. And then assign the workers and advance the time. So if you want me to build a second village, you can vote on it now, which would be option number 2, build up the village. And if you want me to do something else, feel free to vote on something else. So number 1, working towards a quest, would be talking to the village leaders. The secrets of the trade of rice and men and wild hogs. Option number 2 is to build a ice, clay, and premium conifer village in the riverbank region. Option number 3 is to beautify, and so on and so forth. And it seems like you guys want me to build up the village. To that end, obviously the first thing I'm going to want to build is, whoops, not that, is the bell tower. So I need 3 logs and 6 sticks. And then also to find a spot that I like for it. Probably on the lake. But obviously that's what you guys want, so I'll just do that. Build a riverbank village. So, on the lake would be somewhere around here. Around blue. It's worth mentioning... Oh, rice. That sometimes there are structures on the map, like this water wheel. There's one structure I can think of, at least one, that it's really important to do. So the Owasaki region, in order to liberate it, you construct a ore processing station, and if you build your village near the ore processing station, your villagers are able to use the ore processing station to process ore far more efficiently than mining with just a pick. That might be the only region with a work... Yeah, I think that's the only region with a with a work buff object. I could be mistaken, but I think that's the case. And I only mention that because if you do plan on building up a village in Iwasaki, definitely build it within the range of that ore processing station, because you're going to get a huge bonus from it. Oh, there's a cave here. Wonder if it has some iron. Yeah. I'll get a little bit more iron. My villagers don't produce iron for village benefit, so it's hard to make use of iron, plus I don't have any of the schematics for the tools. But having a little bit of iron allows me to, like, replace some of the weapons that I'm using and maybe make arrows. Yeah, I won't build it physically on the lake, but just next to the lake. And the one of the reasons for that, why I want to be close to the lake, is during the winter, I can go out and mine my own ice to help supplement the amount of ice that we have for sake production. Can you move a building that is outside of a village because you move the bell? I tested that once. I forget. I don't think so. I think once... don't quote me on this, but I think once a building is outside bell region, it can't be moved. It has to be within the range of a bell to be interacted with. How'd that go for you, little wolves? Bad, huh? Thank you for your fur, meat, fangs, claws, and fat. There's question marks over here. One of the reasons why I'm not running straight to the spot is I'm too poor to unlock like ice storage and other things like that. So I figured killing a few deserters here and there will help to supply me with the money that I need. Oh, out of stamina. I am not fighting very well today. Wow, I'm so out of stamina that I'm just like not blocking. Also, it's an effective way to feed myself. Steal their food. I don't want your bronze yari. Where did I put it? I picked it up. Where did it go? It's not on my... Oh, it doesn't look like bronze. It's literally right here. Drop. Oh, they gave me a little oil lamp, too. A few oil lamps. Okay, back on to task. Got off track a bit. Running down points of interest. Yeah, it's your garlic, I know. Oh, there's natural hemp right there. It's, cool. A lot of bushes. A lot of bushes. Here's the lake that ends up freezing over. There's also a possibility to... So there's one more possibility to cheese it. So I'll explain. If I build the village bell on the edge of two zones, so let's say on the edge of riverbank and eastern swamps, during the winter I can move the bell onto the riverbank side to mine ice, and then during the other seasons I can move the bell into the eastern swamps region, once it's liberated and all that, to mine iron sand. Should I build my village to span two regions? I don't think it's necessary, and I also don't think I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to be using iron sand in this, because of the waning interest about this game, but I figured I would ask you. So that's something you can do, is have your bell on the edge of two regions and just move the bell, like, 5 feet to the right, 5 feet to the left, and what will happen is as soon as the bell is in the riverbank region, your people will be allowed to mine ice in the winter, and as soon as your bell is in the eastern swamps region, your people will be able to mine iron sand. So it allows you to have a village fulfill two villager resources, which is particularly useful for ice, because ice you can only get in the winter, so you wouldn't want people living in that village mining year-round if all they're doing is getting ice. because the problem is you only going to ice a quarter of the year. So spanning between 2 regions allows your miners in that village to do ice for the winter seasons and then iron sand for the others. But you guys think no, and that is fine. I respect that. So let's go ahead and drop our bell here. You can see this giant red thing. That is the sphere of influence of the Zerder leader's base. You can't build too close to other points of interest. So if I open this up, that blue area is Yadatsu. That red area is the bandit base, and there's going to be other red areas as well. So you're somewhat limited as to where you can place these, but not so much. Let's plop it right here. Can you redistribute people between villages? Yes, you could move them. When you assign them a sleeping spot, they belong to the village that sleeping spot belongs to. Alright, now we have a second village, but that's not all we want to do. So this second village, will be, let's see, Kōri village, and give it, yeah, there we go. All right, there's a bunch of buildings that are going to be necessary in order to build up this village. One of them is going to be ice storage. If they're going to be mining ice, they're not actually going to be able to store the ice unless they have somewhere to put the ice. But before that, I would even say getting a standard house out here, which can house 4. I don't think there's going to be more than 4 people living here. So a standard house that houses 4 will be the first thing I'd do. Another thing to consider is during the off seasons, the people that live here could be working as woodcutters or working to collect clay or whatever else. They don't, they don't have to be in the same type of job. They don't have to be miners. It's just every winter you should change back over to so that they're working that seasonal work. And we leveled up. Let's go with efficient lumberjack. In fact, the first building I built here I might want a woodcutter hut because I can make planks more efficiently with a woodcutter hut. So that's actually going to be the first thing I build. I'm going to change my mind, because then that will allow me to build the other buildings faster. And I was going to have a woodcutter hut here anyway because it's a zone with premium conifer, which is good for mansions and weapons. Personally, I don't really like the rice paper mansions that are introduced in this game. They're a lot less flexible buildings than houses are. Houses, you can like add doors and you can... But the mansions are like cookie cutter. They're like McMansions, if you will. They do house a lot of people, though. The large mansion houses like 10. So if you want like a really large single family house for all of your like refugees or whatever, you can stick them in a mansion. And oh, let's change to conifer. Actually, this is the premium conifer zone. I don't have the coins for that, never mind. Change to deciduous, which I need to unlock with coins. Fine. The reason to change to deciduous is that's the regional tree here, and I won't be able to build this without deciduous walls as easily. Do villages share resources? Yes and no. Not by default, but if you build the requisite structures for it, they will. Meaning that in this zone, if I want the woodcut here to be shared with Yadatsu, I would need a wood storage. In fact, it doesn't even work, as you can see. If I go up to the wood, the village lacks access to the storage type. So this woodcutter's hut won't even work until I have at least wood storage. But realistically, a woodcutter is going to need wood storage and tool storage, because they're not going to be able to get tools made in Yadatsu here unless I put tool storage here. So once you set up all the required storage buildings, then resources are perfectly shared between, but that is what you have to do first in order for the village to run. And likewise, they're going to want food and drinks. You know, they're a lot of your villages look mostly like a bunch of storage buildings, the dynasty storage buildings, because of that requirement. And I'm going to make this have... No, actually, it's fine. The efficient builder is so useful, delivering multiple resources, 3 resources per hammer swing rather than 1. So there's quite a lot of sakura trees around, which won't be useful. What's interesting to me is all these sakura fruit trees are not the village resource in this region. That belongs to Temple region, has and Aratani region has the fruit trees, despite the fact that they're like everywhere here. Not that it really matters. Oh, duh, hello. Did you... Okay. I guess you heard that I'm building a village. Dude showed up before anyone else. Let's put in 2 more beds. Yoda demands a treat. Oh, sorry about that. You're right. The bed that they sleep on, like, doesn't matter. I just like to give them the one of the nicer ones that I have access to. I'm a benevolent leader, right? Okay, so now we have a house that can house 4. And we have the carpentry. Before I go any further, I'm going to need to go back to Yadatsu and queue up some straw, because we're nearly out of straw. So I won't have any more. I won't be able to continue building if I don't have straw for it. There's 100. So some of the stuff I'm just going to sell. And given my current economic situation, I'm probably going to want to go and vend everything that I can vend, because I'm like out of money. So I'm going to pull things I don't think my villagers need into storage here. And sell them. Like, oh, sickness medicine is useful. So this stuff up top is things that I think are useful that I'll put away. And then down here is the things I'm going to sell. Now, not everything sells equally. Like ores and things sell for a lot more than like plant fibers and the like, which sell for almost nothing. Although this bronze yari is in pretty good condition. How banged up is... Oh, no, I have an iron naginata. Never mind. If I made a few more iron naginatas, they would sell pretty good, I think. This is also a good way to just, like, clear house and organize things. Because now my stockpiles are a lot less busy. Considering... there's some things in here that don't belong. Taro is a food, as is Gabo, or Gobo. Okay. I desire treats as well. I sure do. Cheers. Where are the meals at? Oh, cooked rice. There we are. It's like, where, Mom? Food. Sickness medicine. That belongs in beverage storage. And I believe there's a beverage storage spot in the workshop. There we go. Alright, so all this junk down here is going to be sold. To someone. And now we have a little bit more straw for more building. I'm heading to Aratani so that maybe I can buy grass on the cheap. Because some of these vendors here sell grass for like nothing. So I have 200. Let's see what I'm at once I sell all this junk. That's more like it. Oh. He filled up. Sold him so much junk, he couldn't carry it all. And a lot of the items I just vended are like items that are sometimes useful for decoration, like candles and the like. I do like the paper lanterns a lot in this game. That look like this. This is like a paper lantern on a long pole. I like the glow. I like the way it looks. But for now, because I'm so poor, anything that would be nice to have is just going to be sold instead. Poverty dictates. In hindsight, I should have probably gone to the I'm going to buy their chrysanthemum. I should probably have gone to the temple region to talk to the beggars there, because they are the ones that really sell grass. Do that too. At some point, maybe I'll set up my own beggar huts. So this is ice. As you can see, it's rather expensive to buy if you're trying to make a lot of sake. So it's better to just to get it yourself, in my opinion. It's not. I mean, it's not too expensive, but I don't have a lot of money right now, so it's beyond my price point. Bigger. Oh man, you have bark. Oh no, you have straw. That will work. Saves me the effort of processing it. Perfect. So now I have 255 straw. So plenty for the roofs of the buildings I want. Okay, back to Kōri village. Which Kōri just means ice in Japanese. Or however you say it. So it's literally just ice village. So we've got a workplace. The next thing I'm going to want is the miner hut, so that they can mine up ice. The ice counts as a mining task. I'll put this by the water. And then, once that's done, all of the dynasty storage buildings required for this village. That would be wood, general, tool, food, and beverage, and ice, which is quite a lot of buildings. And I'm hoping to get this done before the end of season, so that I can actually benefit from the ice. But then at that point, I would need to make a brewery in Yadatsu. Ooh, 2-for-1 trunk. Like it. No reindeer sleds? No, I've never seen Frozen, so I don't know Frozen references, but no, there's no sleighs or sleds in the game. The other thing I'll probably want to do is to set up a second station for the carpentry and a second station for the mining. The idea is to have 2 miners, or 2 people living here. Possibly up to 4, but 2 people living here doing... So, what I could consider for this zone is to outsource all of my wood cutting to this area, so that they'll cut wood... 4 people cut wood for 3/4 of the year, amassing a big supply of wood, and then shifting them over to ice during the winter. Something like that. The risk, of course, is in the winter you need, you know, the... well, actually, the heating needs don't go up in the winter. It'd be cool if there was, like, a seasonal thing where, like, you need to supply more heat in the winter, but there isn't. But we would have to build up quite the supply if we were to have seasonal work like that. And that will sleep a 5th person. Are the various storage tied to the village? Yes. So each village will need its own storage dynasty storage buildings to gain access to general storage. So, like, technically speaking, well, actually, no, that's true. So if I mine ice here, for instance, the ice miners are going to need ice storage to put the ice in. But then for the brewery up in Yadatsu, my main village, for them to have access to that ice, they will also need ice storage, if that makes sense. So this is completed. Perfect. And before I forget, let's go ahead and add in the second production facilities for these as well, which would be furniture, production, and this is mining. So a miner's workplace. And we'll do the same on carpentry as well. Furniture, production, woodcutter, carpentry. All right. The next thing they'll need is storage. So, tool storage. Let's start with that. It's a small building, so I can plop that here. I'm like trying to lay out this little village like sensibly, I guess. I'm cutting all the trees that are close. Yeah, Omri, you put it well. Essentially, yeah, the Dynasty storage buildings give you access to... It links all of your storage together. So storage doesn't belong to a village once you have a storage building. It belongs to... It's just a shared pool of all resources everywhere. And this will make sense once I build my, like, tool storage. So you'll see this in action in just a second. Oh, why am I doing it this way? I built the... Okay, whatever. I'm sure I'll make that mistake again, but having a woodcutter next to me, I should be doing it on the woodcutting station. Hey, Chaos Engine, thanks for the gifted subs! Alright, so here's the Dynasty tool storage, and as you can see, it's all of the tools that are in the entire Dynasty. Right, so these are the tools that I would also have available to me in Yadatsu, too. And that means that if I go up to... if I had tool storage here, the tool storage in these individual buildings would also be linked to the Dynasty storage. So it links everything together so that your workers can work drawing from the supply of tools that are supplied by Yadatsu. Essentially connecting Yadatsu, or connecting all your villages together so they have a shared pool. Which is very, very important, because otherwise... once they break their tools, they're done. They will cease to work at that point. So yeah, without these buildings, you're going to run into some dramatic inefficiencies. Not only has my my streaming software or my internet connection failed, but now my polling software just went offline too. It made me think I like disconnected from the internet again, but according to my that isn't the case this time. This time? My luck today, right? Just my luck. That's okay. I don't really need the polling software for a bit, because it takes me a while to set up all the necessary infrastructure for a new village anyway. I mean, essentially, I'm single-handedly building a village. So yeah, it takes a minute. But there will be a lot of benefit, because I'll have sake. I'm doing this all on the service of sake. Thank you for tuning in to Sengoku Dynasty, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 3rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timer to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow villagers.